My name is Adi, and today I am going to be reviewing this book called Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. I have already done the first one in this book, so you can go check that one out right after you watch this one. So, this book was way more easier to read because I read it not on Audible this time, I read it in book. So it was way more easier. I finished it in like 2 days. It only had a few pages, and it was just overall really easy to read. The author of this book is Rick Riordan. Again, I am lately very into his books. I love his books that he has written so far. And so this book is really amazing because I just loved the first one and I was very eager to read the second one. I had it at home already, so I read it. Before we jump into the book, let's take a step back and think, what do they do on this quest? They go on an adventure to retrieve Grover and retrieve the Golden Fleece. Why is the tree so important, you may ask? The tree is important because the tree is what holds together the magical border for the whole entire camp, which was really just surprising when I knew that. So, this book was just a little bit more crisper than the last one. I still like the first one, but it was a little crisper, you know? So now let's jump into the book. I am going to be introducing new characters to you as we speak. So, first, it starts when Percy and his amazing friend, which he does not know is a Cyclops yet, is Tyson. They both were playing dodgeball, and the other team was, when 4 giants came in. And when the giants did, the giants threw fiery red dodgeballs. I thought both of them, the whole school, was going to burn down into ashes. No. Tyson pushed it back. The last one, Annabeth killed. They ran before the police could catch them. So that part was just really surprising that Tyson could do that. When Annabeth tells Percy that he is a Cyclops and a son of Poseidon too. He was surprised. He's a brother of mine? Yes, he is. Wow, that one was amazing. That's why I loved recorded books. So then, as they went on to camp, when their mother specifically said, "Do not go to camp again, Percy." When they did, Chiron was getting fired and the camp was overrun by monsters. That never happens. And Percy, Annabeth, and Tyson realized that the tree had been poisoned by the deadliest poison in Tartarus. That was also a surprise to me. When Chiron got just fired, I could not handle it. He was the best activities director ever. And they had fired him. The camp director, Mr. Dionysus, which is also the god of wine, hired a new guy called Tantalus from the underworld. The gods had placed a curse on him, so whenever he tries to grab the food, it escapes from him. He can never get hold of food, and he hasn't eaten for 3,000 years. That would not feel good. So then, when Percy had a dream about Grover just getting trapped in a cave, and the other Cyclops was calling Grover to marry him for some reason, when Grover was just a satyr. But if the Cyclops figured that out, first of all, he would eat him. Second of all, or he might feed him to the robot sheep he has. It looks like normal sheep, but it's not. So Percy and Annabeth ask for a quest to retrieve the golden fleece, to fix the tree, and to retrieve Grover. Tantalus said no immediately, but Tantalus said, if you want to do the quest, you better go with your leader, Clarice. In this book, I felt that Clarice had a nice attitude behind all her mean attitude. It showed her feelings toward Percy and all the others. So this book really showed me that Clarice also can be nice. So instead of asking permission to go on a quest with a little bit of Hermes gifts, one that called Thermos, which blows the wind, and the other one, multivitamin bottles. They just blew away, but on the ship, it was full of monsters. And Luke was in there. As we talked in the last book, Luke was the lightning thief. In this one, Luke had put Cronus pieces and put him in a golden sarcophagus and trying to heal him. Turns out he is also looking for the golden fleece to heal Cronus faster. No, that is not a good idea, because then Cronus is going to use Percy to destroy the world. Percy, Annabeth, and Tyson left as quickly as they could, got onto a lifeboat, and disappeared. Then they had to fight a Hydra. That was really scary. I do not like snakes. And then there comes Clarice with her rented boat from god Ares, which was still betraying people. So she came and picked them aboard. So then they had to overcome challenges in the Sea of Monsters. The first challenge they had to overcome was the twin sea monsters. The first one produces giant whirlpools, and the other one sucked up the crew members with a long tongue and ate them up. That part was really bad because the ship was about to sink, but Tyson had fixed it and drowned himself. So then they went on. Then came the island, Siren Island. That's when the three mermaids sing the siren. And if anybody hears that, they will get put in a trance. And that's how the mermaids destroy ships and eat the people up. Thankfully, Annabeth did not die on that one. That one was very scary. And Percy had some earwax in his ears, so he couldn't hear anything. So then the next challenge they had to go through was Circe's Island, where the goddess of magic lives, and she hates boys, because boys always make the girls jealous by trying to tell them that how much more they can do. But Circe got really angry, and whatever boy or whoever boy comes into the island gets turned into a hamster, a tiny hamster that she controls still. Annabeth had saved Percy out of that one. The last one they had to come across was Polyphemus. The villain in this book, Polyphemus, was not really as scary because he was just silly instead of scary. He was just, I didn't really like the villain in this book, but I would have been better if there was more like scarier or a giant again. So Polyphemus, another Cyclops, had trapped Clarice's boat and Grover. So when Percy got there, he had to kill Polyphemus. Before he could kill Polyphemus threw a giant boulder at the ship, it sunk. They couldn't go back. That was really devastating for them. And Annabeth had also got cut in her head really badly. She was about to die any moment. Percy didn't know what to do. He was panicking. And then he remembered the golden fleece, the fur of a golden goat. So he took that and healed Annabeth. When they tried to get into the ship, though, not a good idea. That one was just very bad. So they started sinking into the ocean. They had no idea what to do. Then Percy thought of his dad. His dad summoned hippocampi. I really like that because they're like really cute as they described in this book. So it was really cute as they described. So they all grabbed on. The hippocampus took them all the way to Miami, Florida. And when they were there, they sent Clarice, "This is your quest. You need to go and return the golden fleece." Wow, that was so generous of Percy. Even though Clarice had tried to be very mean, that was really nice. That's the specialty about Percy. Then Luke came along. Luke said, "I was supposed to get the golden fleece before you do." They were fighting, and Percy had been out of his sword fighting skills lately because he hadn't trained. So he got wounded really bad, but there was one hope that he could do. He tricked Luke into talking to Mr. Dionysus, the camp director, and he hired Chiron again. And he fired Tantalus because Tantalus was just trying to make this camp destroyed. I never thought that twist was coming. I thought Tantalus was a good guy, but he wasn't because he was from the underworld. They sent him back to the underworld. Chiron and his centaur cousins came along, scooped them up, and ran all the way to Camp Half-Blood. When they got there, the tree was back to normal, all the poison went away, everything turned so luscious green, and the magical borders just, boom, came back. I loved that part. That part was one of my favorites. When they went in, they were really surprised because all the trees inside the camp have been growing lusciously green again, too. That was really surprising because I thought it was only going to change the tree that holded the magical borders together, but it did not. So one day when Annabeth was guarding the camp from other monsters just to make sure, a girl was stuck on the tree. She was unconscious. When she woke up, she was daughter of Zeus, Thalia. She's not a tree anymore. She's a human. That was the end, and I am so eager. I needed to pick up the book 3. I have not bought it yet, so once I buy it, I will read it for sure because I love this series so far. And as I said, I am lately into Ricordan books, so I have bought other books from Ricordan, and I am going to be reviewing those. Once I have bought the 3rd book in the Percy Jackson series, I will definitely review it to you guys because I am very eager to read. They just stopped in a cliffhanger. So I am definitely going to read book 3 and review it to you guys. If you like this book review, please like and subscribe. Bye!